Okay, I'm back again, ready to do this. I had to do some job hunting, go on LinkedIn. Yeah, that fun stuff. Up my numbers. Let's see if I can get to 400 resumes without anyone ever calling me. Woo! 400 job applications. Yeah, I gotta love success. But hey, maybe this time I will actually get a call. Who knows? But if I don't, say la vie, I will continue to crank away here. This is what, if hopefully even I'd be okay with. This is what the Lord has in mind for me. Finish this project and maybe it will be my income for a while. I don't know how much income. It may not be a lot, but if it's enough to keep us going, I'm good with that. If it can make $1,000 a month, that's more than I'm making now, which is not minimum wage, but it's not well, minimum wage. Minimum wage is zero wage. But being paid, if you are being paid minimum wage, depending on where you live, is quite a bit more than $1,000 a month. I think. What is 1,000? That's 12 minutes. That's like $6 an hour. Not very good. But hey, if I can get that up to $3,000 a month, that's a little better, right? So that's about $18 an hour. Is that right? 3,000, 3 times 12 is 36 divided by 2. Yeah. So $18. At least that's minimum wage, at least around here. Let's get this done. So we're working on a prefab now to create a card that's going to go into each of these grid spots. And the idea is that as my cards load up, the images load up, they go into those prefabs. So let's see how it goes. All right, so I got to go into, I guess, add components, UI. I'm guessing they go inside of my create a prefab for play cards. Create a new UI game object. I guess I put it in the, I don't know. I guess I could put it inside of the, since it's going to be used by, actually what? It's a prefab. That it's something that I would imagine it's a component that I can use for other stuff. So let's actually go on the main canvas. We'll go here, and then we'll go game object, and it says raw image. So is that UI? Raw image. And we'll call it play image. Size to fill most of a card. Well, if my grid is going to be that size, it's going to be basically 150 by 180. So should we do something like 140 by 170 just to kind of give it 10 to kind of give it a border-ish thing? So is that 120 by 140? Is that right? Or did I totally misremember what I just thought? Oh, I was looking at the small squares. I don't want the small squares. I mean, I guess that works. The small squares are these ones, which is, 140 by 170. What did I say? Oh, I had those 140, 170. Okay, so number 7, let's see. Step 7. is this component unique to the location it will be placed? In other words, do I need to create a play card prefab for both the available plays, playbook plays, as well as any other items in the future that use card prefabs. Or can I create one card prefab and reuse it in all locations? I don't know which objects are actually something you can build that has a basic functionality that you just apply stuff to. Don't repeat yourself. I love don't repeat yourself principles. I'm a huge fan of don't repeat yourself principles. I don't like creating things over and over and over again if it sounds like something that can be done. And I know I'm creating multiple cards. I'm going to be creating play cards, but I'm also going to be creating player cards and skill flash cards and other kinds of cards that are going to be in this game. And as such, I'd rather not have to keep creating the same thing over and over. Here's why a single reusable prefab works well. Base functionality. The core display elements, image, name, checkmark, are identical. Now, I don't know if I want a checkmark. I feel like that's not a great way to use it, but we'll work on that. In some places, it won't be, I mean, like, I'd probably be rather like a border or a fade or something else instead of a check mark. Some way to identify it as, you know, what its state is. Size differences. You can adjust the scalar size at runtime when instantiating. Visual differences. You can modify properties like colors or font sizes when instantiating. This approach gives you better maintainability. Changes to the card design only need to be made in one place. Reduce project complexity, fewer prefabs to manage, consistent appearance with contextual adjustments where needed. So yes, create a single free card. Okay. Then show me how to do that. So I guess I'm just going to use this one. So I'm going to, instead of calling it a play image, I don't even know why I called it that. Is that what this is? Oh, play image. Oh, there is a play image. So 7. Around play image. Play image size. UI. Create a new, okay, so I got a panel. We're going to call this, oh, I see. Did I jump ahead of myself? I did jump ahead of myself. Create a prefab for play cards. Create a new UI game object. Okay, so this is wrong. Let's just get rid of that. And then we're going to go back up to my main canvas. Essentially, different then I will create a game card prefab to be instantiated as needed game card is more generic, allowing it to be used by other types of card displays. Should I then create the prefab as a panel? Root of game scene, i.e. in a football sim object, a hierarchy, or in the main canvas. I'm not sure where, because there's a couple of objects. See the event system, menu button manager, background camera. Those things are kind of like not in anything. They're not actually at a position of usability. I mean they're just like at a parent level. Best approach is to create your game card prefab separately from both scenes, not as a child of either. Independence from scene hierarchy. Prefab should be independent of any specific scene hierarchy. This ensures they can be instantiated anywhere without carrying scene-specific references. Oh. Create a temporary UI canvas in your scene if you don't have one already. Create your game card as a child of this canvas. Design, configure the game card completely. Drag the game card from the hierarchy into project panel. This creates a prefab that's disconnected from your scene hierarchy. You can then delete the original from your scene. Store the prefab in dedicated folder like prefab UI or prefab cards in your project panel. This keeps your project organized and makes prefab easy to find. When designing your game card prefab, make it adaptable. Use layout groups or flexible layout components where appropriate. Consider using content size fitter to adapt the different content sizes. Hopefully my content will all be the same size. That's what I'm shooting for. I mean, they're cards, right? You're going to have them all in the same dimensions. Parameterize visual elements. Create a game card script that exposes parameters for customization, which of course is the ideal scenario. So add click handling. Okay. I'm still trying to decide how and all I want to do it. I like drag and drop, but I also like clicking. So, all right. So it says create. So create a temporary UI canvas in your scene. Which scene? Okay, separately from both scenes. Okay. Bit confused. Should I first create a new scene? You state put it First, you state create it separate from either scene, but create it separate from both my on-field scene and my main application scene, but then say to add a temporary canvas to my scene. Okay, should I first create a new scene? You state create it separate from both my on-field scene and my main application scene, but then say to add a temporary canvas to my scene. It does. It's like UI doesn't really think through what it's saying, so you don't need to create a new scene. Here's the clearest approach. Use your existing FPFM scene or scene you're currently working in. Add a temporary canvas if needed. Right-click in Hierarchy UI Canvas. Name it Temp Prefab Canvas to remind yourself it's temporary. Create the game card under the canvas. Right-click on Temporary Prefab Canvas, UI panel, name it Game Card. Add all the components you need, image, text, etc. Configure it completely. Create the prefab. With the game card selected in Hierarchy, drag it into your project panel, into a prefabs folder. Create the prefab. With the game card selected in Hierarchy, drag it into your project panel. Oh, you can go down. Interesting. Okay. All right, so we'll try this again. So we're going to go here. All right. Okay, so keeping all this in mind, let's resume the project. Step 7 above for replicating my React book. I'm just having it kind of get back on track because I don't want to have to scroll all the way up to see this, because like my stuff, my 7 is way up here. I think. Nope. Yeah, 7. This is the one. So I got to go here. I think it said, so I'm going to go to game object and it says create empty game object, and then what does it say? I don't know, something. I still haven't quite got this down. I think I have to add stuff. Okay. All right. Continue with playbook implementation step 7. Let's proceed with creating a reusable game from UI. In your current scene, create a temporary canvas if needed. So I need a canvas. So right-click Hierarchy UI Canvas. UI Canvas. Aha. Okay, so I can delete this. I'm gonna figure these things out eventually. I mean, the thing is, it's kind of like everything's nestable, so you can create things inside of everything else. And it's like, I don't remember all the time where everything can be created, but I'm starting to understand more and more each time. Temp prefab. So this is a temporary canvas. Temp prefab canvas, and it's just because you're creating this thing here, and then it's able to be saved, and then it's able, and then you go on to creating it or working with it elsewhere. All right, so temp prefab canvas. Create a right click on the temp prefab UI panel. So we're going to go in here. We're just basically creating my card interface. And this is going to be called my game card, which can be anywhere, because I'm going to be able to put this game card in my football scene, which needs to have it there too, because sometimes we'll be displaying plays on the screen. I believe, well, actually, I don't know. I don't know which way is going to be. If the game is just going to process what the game holds and then everything else goes on top of that, that is possibly the question. I'm not sure how that's going to exactly work, but we'll get there. Right click on temp prefab UI panel, game card, 150 by 150, which is not the card, or we'll adjust that runtime for different contexts. Oh, that's true. It is going to change in size, so we'll do that because we're trying to set this up for a game plan. So we'll just go 150 by 150. Set size to 150 by 150. Which panel, name it game card, set size to 150 by 150, which is what, left and right? Go middle. Width 150, that's fine. It's just weird that all these things like stack all over each other. So you're like clicking on stuff and trying to work on them, and they eventually kind of start to, I mean, how do you hide objects that you, like if you don't want to see the object while you're working, so you can just work on one item? Is there a way to do that? It's like, what if I wanted to like say I want to hide this. What if I want to click on that and just say, don't show it? Number of hidden objects. Click to toggle scene visibility. See, that didn't even do anything. Because I expect this to disappear. So can I like click here and say hide it? Save scene, save all, prefab, find in, do remove. Huh. See, that doesn't do anything. There's not like an option here to, I don't want to remove the scene. Oh, wait. Ah, there you go. There's a little eyeball. There's an eyeball on my eyeball. Okay. I don't have much in the sim game. Hey, why did I do something to push my stuff off? Oh, wait, why is my screen changing size? It's not supposed to happen. How do I lock that into place? Why is my main canvas resizing? Why is my main canvas resizing width window? It is messing up the items I have on the canvas. Set UI scale mode to scale screen size. Yeah. To your target resolution. Yeah. Set screen match mode to match width or height. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have all those settings, but it's still changing size with my screen. Totally breaks everything. Set UI scale mode to constant pixel size. So do I scale it? Reference pixels per unit. No, that totally bonks it out. Select your main canvas. Canvas scale component. Constant pickle size. Pickle size. Constant pickle size. Set scale factor on. Use scale mode to constant pixel size. Stay fixed position. Set anchors to specific positions. For elements that should resize with parent, use stretch anchors. Oh, is that what that's supposed to be doing? I think I kind of am. Now that I know. Stretch. Should be, oh, so stretch, the stretching is the resizing with your, oh God. See, that is stretching correctly that way, but it's not stretching. That is such a wonky thing, man. So that's why they use stretch. So when everything grows, that's what the stretch is. I didn't know that. Now I know. So this guy should be stretch. So does everything go stretch? Is that the whole point of that? Playbook panel. That's stretch. That's stretch. Top, and then my scroll, my user available plays. This guy should probably be stretch also. And then user available plays. This guy should probably stretch also. What about this guy? Alright, so what happens when I shrink this? It's better, but this guy, one of these guys is all wonky wonk. So there's stretch. Huh. It's kind of funny how most things really should be stretch, because you want it to kind of stay. Well, it's not as bad, but we're still kind of getting... We're kind of back. Okay, so... Is this scroll view not stretch? Okay, scroll view. Stretch, and then this guy is stretch, and he's stretch. Not too worried about the place text at the moment. He's stretch, he's stretch. And then we got the playbook setup panel. Stretch, and the unit filter panel, which should be staying at the top without getting bigger. Doesn't really need to be bigger. Menu, content, stretch top. So you just don't want it to necessarily grow bigger if it doesn't need to grow bigger. If it's already set. So the unit filter probably doesn't need it. This could probably be stretch top too. Oh, it is stretch top too. There's still something that's not quite showing up correctly. I don't know what it is though. View controls panel. That one probably doesn't even need to stretch. It can stay. It just needs to stay in its place. Because I don't think he's going to get. No stretch for you. See, my whatever that contain, everything's kind of working except for whatever that is that's sliding. It's my available plays panel. Something that says stretch, but the and then we have a scroll view. Stretch, and that scroll view, which is also stretch. So I don't know why it's sizing weird. It's no particularly good reason. Because the playbook panel is supposed to go stretch, and so does this. Huh. And when you resize this, you can see that it's getting out of whack. It's like something is sizing correctly. It's like the playbook whatever, it's the yeah. I mean, this really should be kind of fixed in width. I guess it doesn't. I guess in theory, this doesn't have to be. Come to think of it, it just needs to stretch vertically. I don't really need it to stretch horizontally because it's going to be the right width. Let's try that. stretch. Oh, hold on, jeez. Yeah, that was quick. Alexa, stop. So we go here, here, here. So I'm trying to get my free Taco Bell drops. Not free, $1 Taco Bell drops. You have to be on there right at the time. So I put it at 1 minute before so that I can have a shot at clicking it. Because if you're like 30 seconds or a minute late, forget it. 30 seconds might be fast enough, but a minute, forget it. It's gone. There's only 20,000 people who get these things. So I'm waiting. It's 3:59. I set the alarm for 3:59. Except I can't find it. Okay, hello. Got it. All right, I got two delicious foods. I missed the third one. So I guess I'll be getting some Taco Bell later. I can claim my rewards. So, nice. I am good to go. Should be anyway. Now the question is, if I have multiple rewards, do I have to do like 2 different orders? I think I probably do, because you're only allowed to do like one reward at a time. But at least I have them both, so now I can get back to work. I'll go pick them up later. Let's go do it. I don't know, at some point. Some point in the future here. All right. Where was I? Okay, so I'm trying to get my my screen here to be resized better. I mean, it shouldn't be an issue generally, but I just don't like that when I like resize things, everything gets broken. See, it's, oh, how do I anchor that? I don't want it to move. So how do they do that? Okay, so this is the controls. View control. How do I anchor that to stay in place? Middle center. Anchors. I don't know what the, so if I wanted to anchor, rotation scale. All right. Let's go ask a generic. in Unity 6, when my screen changes size, I am noticing my scene is resizing as well. However, the objects in place don't stay proportional or at their location. I have managed to fix most of it, but some items I don't want stretching. I would rather they just stay in their relative location and hold their fixed minimum size. Canvas settings, constraints and layout groups. If your objects are part of a UI layout, you can prevent resizing by using a content size fitter or layout group with fixed size constraints. If these are game objects and not UI elements, you can prevent scalings, distortions by adjusting their local scale relative to the screen size using the screen dot width, screen dot height. Fixed aspect ratio. If you want certain elements to keep their proportion regardless of screen sizing, consider using aspect ratio fitter in the UI or manually adjusting sizes using scripts. Oh. So not everything can be handled by just clicking. Some of these you have to add things in, like content size fitters, layout groups, aspect ratio fitters. So some things are just not going to be nice, but short of that. And I don't mind doing that. I just, for now, it's not terribly important, but it is kind of a nuisance. See, like this thing. What is this thing? See, I almost said a stretch, but it's not. It's doing weird stuff. The question is, why is it doing weird stuff? Why is it off the page, man? So if I go with stretch this way, yeah, see, it's stretching the wrong. Look at it. It's like the whole piece is like wonky. So that isn't that one. What about just stretch? This way. Nope, it's just wonky, man. It doesn't want to be nice. Even though my other one works, my playbook one is working. User playbook panel. So go that way. Look at that. That top. See, that one doesn't have any problems at all. But this one's all over the place. It's staying against the wall good, but it's not keeping its proportional height and width. Even though it's exactly the same stretch. Oh, wait a minute. Does it need to be stretch too? Nope, stretch isn't doing anything. Stretch, but it's not good. I don't have any idea why this is being a jerk. Upper horizontal, upper fixed column. Those aren't different. Nothing's different here. No, that one just doesn't want to. Oh, unless it's the panel. Well, now it's staying in place. I mean, it's partially staying in place. It's growing with the kind of growing. I can't tell what it's it's like. Huh. It's like it's stretching, but it's still not somebody's not stretching correct. What if I just go stretch this way? What does that do? Oh, now look at that. Now my playbook is going off the deep end. I don't know, man. That's annoying. Oh well. It's closer. It's sort of in a way, kind of in a way working. I don't know why, like, some of these lines work and then others don't. There's definitely some oddball stuff going on here, but I have to get back to the task. All right, so I have my temp prefab canvas, and we'll just stop it. Okay. So I got my temp prefab canvas. I was just trying to get my screen so I could see more of it on the screen at once, and my guide to how to get it done right. All right. So we have our temp prefab canvas. We've got UI panel. We have game card. We've already set it to a default of 150. Add the components to game card. All right, so we got a raw image, which is going to be the card image. We're going to go in here. We'll go UI. We go raw image, and this is going to be the card image. Set to fill most of the card. Leave space at the bottom for text. Oh, that's right. I do got to put text at the bottom. Right, so we will do that. That's width and height. Do I want it to be 100? If my things are 2.5, we'll go 1 1/4. So 125, or let's see, so 2.5 could be 1 1/4, or 0.62, no, 0.56, or 56. So 150, 56, and 75. Actually, that's not true, because then my ratio is off. So it's actually going to be, the width will still be the same, which is going to be, we'll say 50. But instead of 300, it's going to be 30. So if I were to go, width is 2.5 or 250, and I only want to use half the card for the image, yeah, let's go 60%. So 6 times 3 is 180. I can go 180 and the full 2.5, so it's 250, 180. But we're going to cut that in half, so we're going to go 125 and 90. 125 and 90. Yeah, that works. Because, it says, because we got to put text at the bottom. Oh, okay. All right. Stretch top. Center top. Stretch top, height 120. Sure, why not? All right, add UI text, TextMax Pro. UI text, TextMax Pro. Play name. Card name. Text. name it. Card name text. Or card name. Oops, what did I do? Card name. There's no real easy way to know. Oh, it does say Text Mesh Pro UI. Okay, well, all right, let's do that. Position at bottom. Wait, so the game card. Oh. Yeah, okay, so this is going to have to be 250. 250 by 300, just so that I can kind of work with it. And even if I go with whatever I had this image at, 125, I would have to go here, set this at 125. And then when I'm in the card image, 125 by 90. I don't know why that changed. And we gotta move this guy up. And then we have the card name, which we will move down. Oops. Wait. Use a checkmark sprite if available. Set it to initially inactive. Add a button component to the root game card object. Transition color tint. Navigate none. What is it? Button? Button UI. Button. Add a button component to the root game card object. Yeah. Transition color tint. Oh, transition. Color tint. Navigation, none for cleaner UI. It really disappears, man. Create the game card script. Create a new C# script called gamecard.cs. Okay, so all right, so we got to go to scripts. We'll go to UI and I create a new folder here. Create folder. Let's say common. And this one is going to be a new script. Create scripting C#. This one's going to be game card. Add this code. Copy. Okay. Now this code is supposed to be how I'm going to be setting everything. But I did a few things that were a little different from what it said. Like one, I'm actually going to, I want to do something different from a checkbox. I don't really care for checkboxes. If I don't have to. I'm using it in React because I don't think React, I don't know, I mean React might be able to do something with my images and tint them or dumb them down, but what I'm thinking I want to do is fade it or disable it. Attach the script to the game card. Select the game card in hierarchy, add component, game card, assign references. So, okay, so we're going to go. Select the game card in the hierarchy, add component, and the game card. Card image is the play image. Card title is the play name. I don't have a play name. Did it tell me to create a play name? Oh, a card name. Never mind. Card title is card name. Okay. And then selection icon equals selection icon. I didn't actually give it a selection icon because I got to figure out how to change that. So I'll work on that in a minute. Create the prefab. With game card selected in hierarchy, drag it to your project. Okay. Need to make a slight change to game card prefab. I don't want to use a check mark in the Unity app. Something a bit more visual would be great. Perhaps a disabled look when in the available list and has already been added to the playbook. Or what else? What are some other possible options? Removing it? Not being in the available list? Not being in the available list might work too. Because then it makes it less to scroll. Like if you move all your plays into it, you know there's no more plays to try to get in. If you have it available, okay, take a couple of options. The other option is to go disabled and then just push it to the bottom of the list. So it's still in your list, it's just disabled. So everything that's still available goes to the top of the list. That's a thing too. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. How about disable? Or, I mean, plus if you're disabling, it doesn't, if you remove it, you're not really removing it, you're just making it not visible. So I guess that's a thing, but what's the best option here, Ken? What are you thinking? What is your... This is like a first Unity specific graphical thing I'm working on here. Not counting the field that I've created in the UI, because I haven't actually created that fully in the React. Whoa! My temperature gauge says it's 78 degrees outside. Look at me wearing a blanket. Doesn't look 78. It looks cloudy as heck. It says 82 in the backyard. Holy molians. Let's go with fade. Let's go with faded. I feel like all you do is add a UI panel as a child of game card. Status overlay. Oh, okay. Add a UI panel. Status overlay. Overlay. I keep typing panel at the end because I want to know what these objects are, because it doesn't really make it clear sometimes. So set anchors to stretch in all directions, covers entire card. Yes. Set color to semi-transparent black. 4 zeros and 5. 0. That's really dark. Is that enough? I mean, that's, oh no, not really dark, really light. Initially set it to inactive. Let's go a little darker. And then, what is the initial state? How do you set it to inactive? That's another option. When it's selected, you put a check mark in the middle of it. Just right in the middle of the card. Big yellow check mark. It's in there. It's in there. I'll leave the button. I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet. But how do you set it to inactive, though? Source. Can I just right click on it, say inactive? How do I set the overlay to inactive? Because there's not an option that says inactive. There's select your game card prefab in the project panel. Click edit to open the prefab modes. Find the status overlay object. In the inspector, uncheck the checkbox next to its name at the top. Oh. Nice. Okay. It doesn't even have a tooltip or nothing. It just says, see, how's a person supposed to know that? It's just a checkbox. What else did it say is the other option? In your script. Well, yeah, we'll be enabling it, disabling it in the script. That's fine. This button definitely needs to be resized. For now, same thing. I'm just going to set that inactive because I don't want it to necessarily do anything yet, but I may do something with it later. Update the game card script. Okay, so we got to update the game card script, which is to say open this. So this is going to be more of a fade in, fade out kind of option for the box. Get component, font size, set active. All right. I think we got the game card component complete. What else we got? Add canvas group component to the game card root object. Add a canvas group component to the game card root objects. This will allow for easy opacity control. Yeah. Apply the changes to the prefab. Alright, so we're going to go to the game card. And what does it say? Add a canvas group. Is that a UI? Canvas group. Oh, component. I don't know what we'll be doing with the opacity control, but it's there, and the chance that it has a reason for it. So we'll just go from there. Okay, Apply the changes to prefabs. So no control. Let's do some saving because that sounds like a good idea to me. All right. Update the playbook logic. Update. Am I actually putting this? Remove the check marker. Chooses a semi-transparent overlay. Additionally, fades the card itself using canvas group. Works in both containers. All right. Select the game card in hierarchy. Add component. Game card. Assign reference. Card image or play image. Okay. Create the prefab with the game card selected in hierarchy. Drag it to your project panel in a prefabs UI folder. Well, we'll just go to prefabs. All right, so we did that. Create the prefab with game card selected in hierarchy. Drag it to your project panel in a prefabs UI panel. Okay. Prefab is now created. You can delete the game card and temp prefab canvas from your hierarchy. Okay. All right, script to use your new game card prefab. Playbook manager. So we got to go to my playbook manager, which is over here. And game processing. UI common. Playbook. First of all, do I have a playbook manager? I don't know if I even have that. Does that exist? Or is that new? Playbook manager. Oh, it's not in there. Playbook manager. Nope. I have Playbook UI. Sample data loading, unit filter code. So I see you created a new playbook manager script. Since I don't already have that, what script of my existing scripts is that supposed to replace? Looks like the playbook UI script. because I told it to reuse my current code. So we'll go copy. Playbook UI. It's probably, I don't think this actually gets, I don't think that's going to be. Get rid of that. And temp pro is already in there. System collections. That's already in there. Displayable. Okay. We're calling it Playbook UI because that's what I want. Playbook Manager, maybe. I get... I guess I could use Playbook Manager. I guess it kind of is managing the playbook. Whatever. But then we got to rename this file. Fine. Whatever. Okay. Set up the playbook manager in your scene. Okay, so select your playbook game object. Playbook game object. Guess that's this thing. It's not really what I wanted. Why do you bring me back here? Alright. Oh, wait, is there something wonky? Huh. Alright, so I gotta go here. I know. Did it create a play data? Did not create a play data. Your code references a play data object. Don't know what that is expecting to load or to reference. I did hope you would use my existing code or at least the same objects while defining this so I don't end up with invalid or broken references like this. I do have other scripts that might be filling in this, but I don't know what this is expected to do. The playbook doesn't need steps. It doesn't even need to play definition. It really just needs to be I mean, it's like this is all about the collection and the playbook. So I have a playbook here, user ID, and then the plays that are in there, and then he's got play definitions, which is just IDs, but I guess they could be in there. So we have the play definition. User ID and the play definitions. Oh, I guess that works. Then I can just grab the playbook. Well, we're getting close. We're getting into the attach the scripts part. I haven't attempted to run any of these scripts, but we are at the bottom of the list of tasks that need to be done. We're attaching the scripts now that are going to get the play information from the database. Now, React already can get the play information from the database, so we're close. Once this is able to pull the plays, it'll be very interesting to see what it does. Now, I'm connecting the cards right now to the actual panel. So we'll be having a number of items that kind of appear. And now, what I don't have, which I need to figure out a way to do quickly, is a way to assign cards to players, to users. Because at the moment, I'm just taking all available cards, and I don't really want to do that. I got to start getting that implementation that says this user has these cards, but I don't have any of my gain cards functionality in the system yet. Well, so I either need to design that, put something in to create a UI way to add it, or I need to come up with a temporary, just give all the cards to the player, right? So maybe even have it just get all the default cards. Because I've only got like a handful of cards, and everybody's going to get some plays. You're not going to go into a game with 0 plays. You're going to have, so you'll come into the game, you'll be given some stuff right out the gate, and it's going to have like your basic playbook with cards in it, and it'll have some. You won't necessarily have any players because you'll have to go through like a little mini draft to start adding players to your collection. Well, let me rephrase that. If you don't want to go through a mini draft, it can draft them for you, and you get random cards. But I would like to be able to give people a chance to do that by way of drafting, so they can pick the cards they want, or pick the players they want, and those cards will be automatically, at least in the first mini draft, automatically added to their collection. Now, every card you get is actually technically in your collection, but you can't. You have to earn them within your league before they'll start showing up in your collection. So they become yours at like level 1 collection level, and then once you have them, they become a commodity of yours. They're an asset that belongs to your collection. I don't know. I don't know if it got confused or what it's doing, but I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go get food and take a break, and I'll be back because I'm gonna try and plug this in tonight. If I'm not too out of it, should be fine. Till then, God bless.